Hey, I'm back concluding my series, my movie series review with Psycho 4, the beginning, which is right here on this 4 pack, I would say, I guess. Basically, it's just got the 3 sequels on there and then the Bates Motel movie on here I've never seen. Psycho 4, the beginning. Um, Obviously, it's got Norman Bates back again. Anthony Perkins. And then it's got this one's interesting. It was made in 1990, so 4 years after the last one. Um, this one basically, old Norman finds that he basically is talking on the phone the whole movie to this lady who we know, Fran Arnbros. Yeah, she's been in some other movies. The only ones I can really remember her in is RoboCop 3 there, the black lady. You got Olivia Hussey as Norma Bates, who plays Norman's mother in this, who we've never really seen other than just being dead in all the other ones. And you got Henry Thomas as young Norman in this one, which I thought he did a pretty good job. This is an interesting movie. Like I said, Norman spends like the whole movie on this or on the phone in this one. Come to find out he's married. He's got a house, and he seems to be pretty normal. In this one, he seems to be losing his mind a little bit again. He feels like well, the main theme in this one is that we find out towards the end of the movie that Norman's wife is pregnant, and it's freaking him out because he just thinks that that he's gonna pass the crazy gene on to his kid, and that he wants it to end with him. Like he doesn't want there to be another person running around like he was. He's better, but he realizes that it could happen again, and that's what's causing him to go crazy. And he basically calls this talk show host lady and is talking with her, and he's got like his old doctors on this show, and it's a radio show. And this one's interesting because it goes back to Norman's childhood. It shows him as a kid, and it shows the house. It's all brand new. The hotel's brand new. It's just getting fixed up. It shows Norma Bates, his mom, their relationship, which is interesting. She's a psycho. I mean, she gets like terrified in the middle of the night, and she like it's a thunder and lightning storm, and she crawls in bed with him and shit. Like that's fucking weird. Um, that's not normal. So, in this one, you just find out, like, why he is the way he is, like, the first encounters that he had with girls, the first time he ever killed somebody. It shows him killing his mom and her boyfriend, how he killed them. I found it interesting. Now, is it as good as some of the other sequels? I tend to not watch this one as much as the other two. Um, like I said earlier, Psycho 2 is my favorite sequel. I enjoyed Psycho 3, and this would just be another one that I just enjoy. It is interesting seeing how he became, and then later on, years later, we'd have the TV series that would come out to also kind of go more into that to find out, why he became the way he became. And that's all interesting and stuff, but we found out in this movie. So, like, I don't know. I guess to me, I just didn't see the point of a TV show. You could dive into it a little bit deeper, but ultimately, we find out everything we need to know in this movie. So, what's the point, I guess, is my point, I guess. But I liked who played his mom, Olivia Hussey. She did a good job. She definitely portrayed like the craziness. Her boyfriend in this one was a dick. I know you hear about what happened to his father, but I can't really remember offhand. Like if he died, he must have died or something. I can't really remember. But his mom in this one is just stressed out. You know, she's got this hotel to run. Norman's kind of helping running it already. He's doing the front desk, maintenance, stuff like that. So he's basically already running it. She's just collecting a paycheck, you know, from it. And then later, you know, like you found out in the first one that they, you know, moved the main highway because the main highway used to run right in front of their hotel, and now they wanted to change that. And in this one, you see that. You see like her talking about it in the newspaper. She sees that they're moving the main drag highway away from where they're at. And so when that happens, they're going to lose a lot of business, you know. And she's worried about that, stressed out about that. I thought the scene at the end where Norman finally did kill his mom there and all that was quite disturbing. I mean, I don't know if that's really what would happen if he gave somebody strychnine, because he puts it in their food and shit, and I mean they start foaming from the mouth. It's just disturbing. It's gross, you know. It's not something that I really liked seeing. Puking really bad, and just it was gross, nasty. You'd have to be crazy to do that, you know. I mean, that's nuts. So yeah, I mean, this is a really interesting sequel. If you're into the movies, if you're into the series of movies, it's interesting to watch this just to find out a little bit about what, you know, how all this you know came to be. The director of this one was Mick Garris. The name doesn't strike a chord with me. I can't really think of. I've never heard of him before. I'm sure he's done other stuff, but yeah, it's interesting because they keep going back and forth. You know, on this when he's talking on the phone with this lady. You know, they'll show clips of stuff and go into a little bit, and then it'll go back to him. And basically, you know, like I said, he's cooking dinner for his wife. I think it's their anniversary, and he's torn between loving his wife and like not wanting to have a kid. You know, he told her when they got married that he did not want to have children. So it's something that happened by mistake, obviously. I don't really know. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this is a good sequel. Everybody did a pretty good job. Made in 1990. I think I remember when this movie came out. Well, I don't remember when it came out, but I remember watching it on TV shortly after. I grew up in the 90s, so kind of remember it. I was pretty young still. I was born in 84, so I would have been only like 6, so I wouldn't remember it coming out. But like I said, I do remember it being on TV a lot, and that's where the first time I'd seen it. The guy who plays Norman, the young Norman in this, is really good. Yeah, I mean, you just see how he became, you know. It's kind of crazy. You can definitely see why he turned out the way he did. His mom was crazy, and I guess his dad must have been nuts too, or something. I mean, to marry that, you know, I mean, she is very beautiful, very attractive lady. But like, there's a scene in here where she finds him to have like a, you know, she crawls in bed with him and he gets hard. You know, like he gets an erection from it, and she like flips out on him, says he's nasty and this and that, and it's disturbing. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's just I don't really know what else to say about this movie other than that it's like, you know, the beginning. You know, it's showing you how he became Norman Bates, the way, you know, the way we see him in later on, you know. And he ends up doesn't killing his wife. I don't believe he kills his wife. I don't think he does. I think it ends up getting worked out somehow or other. I can't remember. But yeah, so really that's all I got to say about this one. I like it. A lot of people don't, but I know people do also. Runs an hour and 37 minutes. So it's right on par with the other ones. I know Psycho 2 ran an hour and 53 minutes, so that was a little longer. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about Psycho 4 at the beginning. It was the last one in a long reign of sequels, and, you know, it'd be interesting to, I don't know if Anthony Perkins is still alive or not. I know Janet Leigh's still alive. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do a sequel now. They're too old, but I don't know. It would be interesting to see those characters back on film again. I know that we're in a day and age where they're starting to come out with a lot of older movies. Well, they have been for the last couple of years, you know, bringing back older characters. Like right now, it's, know the date today. I think it's October 4th, 2018. So they're getting ready to come out with a new Halloween movie here pretty soon. And it's got Jamie Lee Curtis in it. I know John Carpenter's coming back to kind of oversee it or whatever as a producer. You know, so, and like they did it a couple years ago with the Star Wars movies, bringing Harrison Ford back, Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill. It's in a day and age now where they're just starting to, you know, bring older characters back, and I think people really appreciate it, you know. At least I do. It's really cool to see some of these characters back on the big screen again and reprising their roles, you know. I mean, what have they been doing? It's like later on when we get past October, I'll probably end up moving into some more reviews other than horror. All I've been reviewing up to this point is all horror movies, because really that's all I really like. Well, that's not true. I like other movies too. I love the Terminator series. I love all kinds of movies. Jim Carrey movies, Adam Sandler movies, other ones other than that. I mean, I love all kinds of movies. So, but horror definitely is my favorite genre. I tend to go towards horror movies more than any other movie genre. So, anyways, I'll stop talking about other stuff, and I'm not talking about Psycho right now. So, anyway, I just wanted to say if there's any of my viewers out there that just stay tuned after October, I'm going to be talking about other stuff. So, yeah, I just wanted to give you a hint there. I'm going to try to get some other ones done. And then I know I wanted to review the Halloween series. I haven't done that yet, and it's getting close. And about 3 weeks away from Halloween, so I kind of wanted to wait and hold that one off closer to Halloween, and get into that one. Probably do a pretty in-depth review on those, or at least I'm going to try anyway. So, anyways, that's all I got to say. Psycho 4, the Psycho series. There's a great movie series. I mean, if you've never seen them, which most people have, but if you never have and you're into the horror genre, definitely check it out. So, anyway, that's my Psycho review of the series, and stay tuned for more reviews. Thanks.